Data listing. Whenever we want to calculate expenses or calculate sales, in those cases, it is really necessary that in MS Excel, the name of the category should be fixed and appropriate. Which is why it is necessary to have a drop-down consisting category list or maybe our invoice ID or the name of our clients. The importance of this is so that we don't face any issues during calculation of the categories. And also by this we can calculate the total of this or maybe the same customer or expenses or income by checking if the values are in the correct format. So in today's class of data validation, we are going to see that by using data validation, how we can easily bring this drag down feature of the category list. And also, the final name of the category will be in different sheets, by which we will bring it back to the sheet we will be originally working on. Today's video is sponsored by softwarekeep.com. SoftwareKeep is a platform that helps you download the paid version of apps of Microsoft and Windows. If you want to use the paid versions of these softwares, then you can find it in SoftwareKeep. If you want the premium or the paid version of the Microsoft Office or Windows 11, or if you want to use them just with the serial keys, then you can easily choose your software and download it from SoftwareKeep. You just have to go to the details and add to cart. If you want, you can also use the promo code from us. The promo code is in the description box of this video. If you use this promo code within 14 days from the publication of this video, then you can get a flat 15% discount on the MRP of the software. The link is in the description box. You can use it if you want. When you will complete the purchase, you will be sent a download link in the email, and from there itself you can download the software. It also comes with by the help of live chat and email amazing support. So visit onto www.softwarekeep.com. So let us start today's class. At first, let us notice the document on screen. If we want to prepare a document sheet of our daily sales or our daily expenses, then what we simply have to do is give a serial number in general. Then comes service name. If we want to do sales collection login or maybe report our collection, then we will have to use service name so that we can know from what source our collection has been made. For example, if you work in a company, like we have an IT company, and we have a few categories in the company, like sales category. In those categories, our sales are recorded. So what we have done earlier, these categories are being shifted in sheet 2. We can notice that in sheet 2, we have done listing. Here we can notice that under services section, the categories are shortlisted, like app development, domain registration, and hosting. So in this way, if you want to prepare a sales report, in that case, the categories are to be shortlisted. It ensures that we have no errors in the entries when we will prepare a report. At the month end, when we summarize the whole thing as we have seen earlier, that we can do summation category-wise of the total sales. So to ensure that the whole summation is correct, our entries will have to be correct. So what we have to do first is to prepare categories like expense, sales, collection. There can also be customer's name or the sales category, like salary, house rent, office rent. And then there is TA, DA, etc. and etc. So in these, we have to prepare a category of sales. And after that comes main sheet. Let's say we give a serial number or the date first here. Then comes service name. Service name is the source of today's collection. So we will, after preparing this listing, learn the main topic of this class, which is drop-down menu. So we don't have to write these names again and again. So when we write these names again and again, there are chances of making more mistakes. So what we are going to do, very simply, we will select from here and we will work after selecting it from this option. In the video second part, we will see if we don't use drop down and randomly select names and do regular typing. But we will see what happens if we type something other than the listings that we have already written here. If we write anything else rather than these details, then the written text will not be supported here. So we will discuss about these two topics. So let us firstly select the values which has been set here and then clean it. Then we will see that the drop down has vanished from here. So to prepare a sheet like this, what are we going to do? We have to select this plus button on the main sheet. And in our course, we have also explained about how to work with multiple sheets. If you have not watched it, the link to the video is in the description. You can watch it from the playlist. So what will we do first is to click on this plus button and create a new sheet. Like here, the sheet 3. Now let us zoom in. So in this way, we can prepare multiple sheets. We can prepare one for the expenses separately. We can prepare one for the customer list. All the listings that we have are to be done separately. And sales and expenses will be in one place so that we don't miss out any data. So that the work we are doing will look more professional. And the person who will see this will know that you have a better knowledge in Excel. As this is our advanced series course, you have to remember everything carefully. So what we are going to do here is, for example, if there is service list or maybe the expenses, let us create a list here first. List. So here, one by one, I will add the names of our services. For example, if you work in a visa company, so in that case, there can be a service named student. Student because as in it can be student visa. Then let us press enter. Then it can be only visa. Then it can be ticketing. So in this way, we can understand that every company has a sales category, which includes the services provided by them. So if I want to prepare a daily sales file, then if we use this method, then there are no chances of errors. So for example, let us just take these 3 only. We can add one more like visa processing, but we can add those later if we want to. Let us just set it as visa 2. Now let us go back to main sheet 1. In sheet 1, we want the drop-down feature. As we have seen in the earlier class, to work with data validation, we will select the row first. After this, we will select data. Then we will go to data validation. As we have seen in the earlier class, we have learned about text length, whole number, and also customs. It is added in our playlist. You can watch it if you want. So today we will learn to work with list. So let's click on list. As we click on list, we can see that 2 options are given: ignore blank and in cell dropdown. Ignore blank means while doing the entry, if there is some blank field or blank cells, it will ignore it and won't count it. For example, let us see. So to connect one or more sheets, what we are going to do is click on this up button. After this, let's click on the sheet which has the category content. And here we are in sheet 3. Now let's drag and select. Now if we select the blank field, both the fields, and after selecting, click on this option. As we have selected the option ignore blank, I will press OK. So now we will notice that although we had selected the blank fields, it is still not shown in the drop-down menu, and our listing looks awesome. So now I will just click on this, then I will give the details, and here we can write price. So this has helped us to get our work done very easily, as we can use the drop-down. But the categories data is in the other sheet. So now if I add here another service, for example, other service. Okay. Then let's get back to sheet 1. And then select the drop down, we will see the other service has already appeared. The reason for this is because I increased the range. But if I go beyond the range that I had selected, it won't work. It is because we had given the value till B9 only, which means the values that are till B9 will be automatically shown from sheet 3 to dropdown. So we have to remember what source we had already selected. So this was our first part, and in this part, we understood how to easily do listing by the help of data validation. Now comes the other option in cell dropdown. What is this option? So let us first unselect it, then press OK. So now we will see that from here the arrow mark has vanished. Let us delete this. So now here if I want to write something else, for example app development, after writing app let us press enter, we can see that we have an error. So this is what I was talking about. Let us understand what this is. Although we don't have a drop down here, we still cannot write anything except the category list we had selected. For example, if I write visa here, it shows automatically because I already have a name called visa. I will now delete this. I will also delete this. Now if I write visa, we can notice it is already completed. It is not necessary that it has to be in uppercase. Even if you write in lowercase, it will accept it. But now if I type visa A and press enter, an error appears again. So what is the reason behind this? We had selected a region in sheet 3. Only those region names will appear here. Now this is very important. If you are working with a client database, in that the name of the client should always be correct. So when we work with long databases, for example, if you work with a client for the past few years, it is not easy to remember the name. Or maybe various bills have been passed to that name. So in that case, the name should be accurate. So when you calculate everything together or you want to summarize it, then the name must not vary and should be the same name. It is very important. So to combine these sheets, this is how we can use data validation. And we can use data validation to use the drop-down menu. So this was all for today's class. If you have any questions or any doubts, you can visit our website www.sikkhon.com. And also you can log into our forum sikkhon.com. On the top, you have a forum option there. After going there, if you have any questions, you just have to sign up and submit the questions that you have. The answers will be given by our developers and the database experts, and they will guide you and get your doubts cleared very easily. Thank you for being in today's class with Sikkhon.com.